Hi, Angela. I'm Kristina. I'm the dietitian. Thank you so much for coming today.
Hi, nice to meet you.
How's your day been going so far?
It's good. I've been really looking forward to meeting with you to talk about my diabetes.
Good. I've been excited to talk to you too. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about what's been going on? Why are you coming to see me today?
So, I've had diabetes type 2 for 2 years now, and I haven't really been good at controlling it. Um, I've been told that my A1C and my blood glucose are not, I'm not monitoring them well enough. So, I kind of want to talk to you about it because I've been having trouble with that.
Okay, we can definitely talk about that. I did notice though that in your labs your A1C level was really good around last summer. So, what do you think made it so much better then? Why was it different than now?
Well, last summer I tried to keep a food diary and I read food labels and I was trying to spread my carbs out throughout my meals, but I really don't have much education on that. So I was kind of winging it and doing it myself over the summer,
Mm-hmm.
which helped a little, but I wasn't able to keep it a habit and I kind of fell out of keeping it controlled.
Okay. Well, it does sound like you know quite a bit about it. You might know more than you think you do because, you were keeping that diary, which is one of the number one things we
Hmm.
tell people to do, and you know a little bit about carb education. So that's good. I mean, we can definitely help you a little bit more with that, but you're already doing a great job and you kept it up. If it showed in your A1C, that means you were keeping it up for like 3 months. So that's really
Yeah,
good.
I definitely tried.
Why do you think you were more motivated back then? It seems like you're kind of lacking in your motivation now. So what kept you more motivated?
Well, my sister has type 2 diabetes as well, and hers has been really uncontrolled
Mm-hmm.
to the point where she is in very bad condition right now, and I just really don't want to turn out like her. So it's kind of
Right.
making me nervous because we are really close, and I know we both have type 2 diabetes, and if I keep continuing not to control it, I could potentially turn out like that. And so it's kind of motivated me to want to come in and talk to you about it.
Definitely. Okay. So I hear that, you kind of know a little bit about it, you want to know a little bit more education, and you have a family history of it that's kind of helped you stay motivated in the past. So if we could just get that motivation back again, I think we can definitely help control your diabetes much more.
I agree.
So what are some things that I can help you with?
Well, the problem is that some of my favorite foods are like high in carbs and
Mhm.
stuff. So, and I don't really know which foods to be eating and how to spread them out.
Okay. So I hear that you just want a little bit more education on which foods to eat and when you should eat them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you know anything about the carb exchange system?
No, I was never formally taught, but I've kind of tried to look it up and I've been a little confused about it.
Okay, and that's normal. If it's not someone directly telling you and explaining you, it can definitely be difficult to
Hmm.
understand. But what we say is one carb serving counts as 15 grams of carbs. And we want you to have about four carbs per meal, or four, equivalents,
Hmm.
four per meal and then one per snack. So that's a great way to split it up. So you can read your labels and see that if something is 15 grams, then that counts as one serving. So you could either have four servings of that one thing, or you can add in some other things as well. Does that help a little bit?
It does. I definitely don't want to jump into it. I kind of want to ease myself into it because I know it's going to be a big change for my body as well as like timing, especially because I have a busy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of stressed from school and stuff like that. So I'd like to definitely ease into it, but I'm willing to try it.
And that's definitely understandable. I mean, it can be overwhelming, especially like you said, you're busy with school and
Hmm.
you go out with your friends and things like that, and it can be hard to watch it. But it's challenging, but once you get in the habit of it, it's actually really easy, and you'll feel just like all your friends, and things will go a lot smoother.
I feel confident that I'd be able to. I just definitely want to get some help from you and maybe just ease into
Mm-hmm.
it.
And it's a big step to come and talk to me too, because that means that you really want to make that change. So you're already, a step ahead because you really want to make that change.
Hmm.
So what are some of your foods that you really like your guilty pleasures that you just have to have every day?
Pasta. I love bread and I
Mm-hmm.
love oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
And those are kind of my favorite carbs. I do like carbs a lot, and sometimes I think I might overdo it. And since I
Mm-hmm.
don't watch it, I think that might be an issue.
Okay. And so what are some things that you think are negative impacts when you eat these foods?
Well, I definitely notice when I'm eating these foods, I obviously my diabetes isn't controlled, and then I notice that I have to take medicine for it, and I'm seeing my numbers go back and forth and back and forth, and so, and I think it's caused from my diet.
Okay. And do you feel different too? Do you sometimes feel more tired, or do you feel anything different?
Yeah, I'll feel right away, I'll be fine, but then I feel tired a little later. And then if I eat more carbs, it fluctuates a lot. And I know from what I've heard and from what I've experienced that that's not right. Like, that I shouldn't be fluctuating like that.
Okay, so from what I hear, when you eat these foods, even though they're your favorites and they make you happy, sometimes it can make things more difficult because you know that it's impacting your diabetes, and you have your sister, you know, that you have said before, so I'm sure there's some guilt along with that because you don't want to get to that place. And so basically, you know, you know why you shouldn't be eating them, which is also a good step because we don't want to overload too much on carbs. So, and that can definitely impair a lot of things with your diabetes.
Yeah, I definitely know that the negative effects of this is obviously my health, but like it impacts my family, and it's been impacting my school, and so that's why I've come to you for that.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about meal planning because that was something that you wanted to talk about as well. What does a typical day look like for you? Would meal planning be something you think you can fit in?
Yes, so I wake up and I try to do a little bit of exercise, but I only really exercise 3 times a week. It's kind of all I really have the energy for. And I'll wake up and then I'll do that, and then I'll go to class depending on my day. But I often find it hard to meal plan because my timing is so different every day, and I'm not getting down a habit.
How about your weekends? What do your weekends look like?
Well, on the weekends I tend to go out with friends, and I'll go get food with them, and I really don't watch what I'm eating. We like to go get pizza, or we like to go get pasta, like I said, and we like bread, and so that's kind of been a struggle.
Okay. Well, that's understandable. Have you ever thought about maybe having a potluck at your house or something where people can bring foods that are a little bit healthier? You can make them more of a, you know, once a week have a meatless Monday or something like that where people can bring in healthier dishes. And instead of doing like meatless Monday, you would do, you know, lower carbs or something like that.
I definitely thought about that because I have, well, obviously my sister, but I have a few friends that I've reached out to that also have diabetes. And so I was thinking maybe we could do something like that. But like I said, I'm pretty stressed, and I often don't even find time to get my homework done, let alone think about my meal planning. So that's why I'm kind of having trouble.
Okay. Well, as you mentioned before, it seems like your diabetes adds to some of your stress too. So I think if we can just, you know, focus on this a little bit more and kind of find ways to control it better, it'll actually take some of that stress away. So you'll feel better throughout your day. When your blood sugar is more controlled, your mood will be improved and you'll feel less tired. And I think making this more of a priority will definitely help you a lot.
Yeah, I agree, and I really am willing to take that step. Like I said, I do want to ease into it. But one of my other main things too is I'd like to lose some weight. So I think that meal planning will help me do that too.
Definitely. And I think just even watching your carbs, you know, if you're eating these carb heavy meals on the weekends like pizza, well, you have all the fats and all the other things along with that. So just if we take a day, I instead of jumping in and saying you have to meal plan for your whole week, what if we try to just do 3 days out of the week? Where you meal plan pick one meal and meal plan for that for just 3 days out of the week. Do you think that's something you could do?
I would definitely like that. Okay. And especially that would fit with my schedule too.
Yeah, because then you can still have the days, at least while we're working up to it, where you can go out with friends, and while we're still learning about how to meal plan, at least you just have those 3 days, and I think that will definitely help you throughout your week just feel better. Okay. So let's kind of create a plan of what we want to do. So we talked about the carb exchange system, so we know how many carbs you should have throughout your meal, so that kind of helps, and reading labels will really help you with that. And then we also talked a little bit about meal planning, and you agreed that you think we can do 3 meals out of your whole week, at least to start. Where would you like this to go in the end? I know you mentioned weight loss, so where do you see yourself once you're fully educated and you feel like you've totally got a handle on everything?
Well, ultimately, I would like to reduce my symptoms of type 2 diabetes, and the doctors told me if I exercise and I get my diet under control, I might actually be able to get off my medication that I'm on.
Okay.
And reduce my symptoms, and so once I get that controlled. So I'd like to lose weight and get my lab values kind of under control.
Okay.
And maybe hopefully in the end be able to help my sister
Mm-hmm.
kind of do the same. So I kind of want to be a role model for her.
Perfect. And I think you already mentioned working out 3 times a week, and
Mm-hmm.
that's great. It's always better to do a little bit more, but maybe you can grab your friends or the other people you met with diabetes and you guys can go for a walk one afternoon, or,
Mm-hmm.
go to the gym together, or just do something where everybody's involved. And I think that will also help you get your exercise up as well. And you're so right about it being able to reduce the symptoms, and sometimes people can even get off their medication. So
Yeah.
I think you're definitely on the right track. You have plenty of motivation to get it done. I think just sticking with it and making baby steps is really what's going to help you.
Okay, well, thank you. It was nice coming in
yes,
today.
I'm so glad that you came in.
Thank you.
Thank you.